I always believed that life became simpler with age. That the older you got, the fewer surprises life could throw at you. I was wrong. My name is Ellen, and I'm 61. I've lived most of my life like a carefully folded napkin. Clean, neat, predictable. After my divorce, I raised my son, Ryan, on my own. I built a life with routine and comfort, thinking it would shield me from pain. I convinced myself that if I never dropped the ball, never let anyone too close, nothing could catch me off guard again. But life doesn't play fair. It was a quiet Sunday morning, the kind where sunlight drips through the kitchen windows like honey. I'd just stepped out of the shower and wrapped myself in my old sky blue robe, the one I couldn't bear to throw away. The mirror was fogged, so I wiped a little circle with my hand and stared at my reflection. I looked worn. Not just tired, but emptied. Like I'd been everything for everyone and forgotten to leave a piece for myself. Then came a knock. Soft. Hesitant. Mom. I froze. It was Ryan. He wasn't supposed to be there. He had texted the night before, saying he might stop by in the afternoon to drop off some garden tools.
Not now.
Not 9:30 in the morning. Just a sec, I called out, quickly pulling my robe tighter around me. My heart stuttered for a reason I couldn't name. I cracked the bathroom door. He stood there in the hallway, his expression open and unexpectedly serious. The faint scruff on his jawline reminded me of his father when he forgot to shave. "You got a minute?" he asked. "Of course," I replied, stepping into the hallway. "Is everything okay?" He shrugged.
"Yeah.
Just got here earlier than I thought. Wanted to drop these off before I forgot again." But something about his voice didn't match the casual words. It held weight. Something unspoken lingered in his eyes. Intensity, confusion, maybe even longing. He led me to the kitchen and set the crate of tools on the table like it was fragile. Then he just stood there, shifting on his feet. "Ryan," I asked gently, "what's going on?" He hesitated, rubbing the back of his neck like he used to do when he got nervous before a school presentation. "I had a dream about Dad," he finally said, looking everywhere but at me. We were in the backyard of the old house. He looked younger, happier, and he told me something. He said, "Tell your mom the truth." I blinked. "The truth about what?" "I don't know," Ryan said, finally meeting my eyes. "I just woke up feeling like there was something I've been holding in for too long. And maybe seeing you would help me figure it out." I sat across from him, resting my hand over his. "You can tell me anything." He flinched slightly at the touch, but didn't pull away. "It's not bad," he said. "Just strange. And hard to explain." A stillness wrapped around us, the kind that hums louder than words. Then, carefully, he asked, "When you were younger before Dad, did you ever feel like you missed your chance to just be yourself?" My breath caught. The question pierced deeper than I expected. "All the time," I whispered. His expression softened. "I think that's what I saw in the dream. You, before the world needed you to be everything. Before you had to be strong all the time." I didn't know what to say. Something in his tone felt achingly tender. Not inappropriate, but intimate. Like he was finally seeing me not as Mom, but as Ellen. "I want to know that version of you," he said quietly. "If you'll let me." There was no roadmap for that moment, no guidebook for what to feel when your grown son looks at you like that. Not as a child to a parent, but as one person to another. As someone searching for connection where it had always quietly existed, unacknowledged. I swallowed. "I don't know where to start." He smiled faintly. "Maybe just start with coffee."
So I did.
And that turned into toast. And that turned into pulling out the old photo album from the credenza. He followed me to the living room, his presence strangely calming. He lingered near the fireplace, picking up a photo of me in my 30s, holding him as a baby. "I don't remember you looking like this," he said softly. "Neither do I admitted, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. We sat side by side on the couch, flipping through faded memories that smelled faintly of lavender and dust. I caught him studying a photo of me in a sundress, laughing at something his father once said. "You were beautiful," he said, his voice low, sincere. "That was a long time ago." "It still matters." I didn't know how to respond to that. I wasn't used to being seen like that anymore, not as a woman, not as someone who mattered beyond responsibilities. Later that night, sleep wouldn't come. I got up, wandered into the kitchen barefoot, and stared out the window at the moonlit backyard. My phone buzzed. Ryan, are you awake?
Yeah.
Can't sleep. Asterisk, asterisk. Ryan, me neither. Can I come over? Asterisk, asterisk. I stared at the message, heart thudding. Me. Doors unlocked. 10 minutes later, he walked in, hoodie half-zipped, hair tousled. He looked nervous, like he didn't know what he was doing there. I couldn't stop thinking, he said. We sat again at the kitchen table, the world asleep around us. I know I'm crossing some line, he said. But today, something changed. Being with you, talking the way we did, it made things clear. You're not alone, I replied. He looked at me like he was seeing something break open. All my life, I've looked for connection. But it was always right here with you. It's not about being lost. It's about finally being honest. I didn't speak. My fingers trembled against the mug. I know this is delicate, he continued. And I don't want to hurt you or make things confusing. But I feel something real when I'm with you. Something safe. Something alive. I stood slowly, my robe brushing my legs. You can stay the night if you want. Guest room. He nodded. Thank you. He passed by me, close enough to feel the heat of his presence. Good night, Mom, he said gently. Good night, Ryan. The door closed behind him, and I stood in the hallway, heart full of questions and something else I hadn't felt in years. Hope. Morning came slowly. He emerged with sleep-soft eyes, poured a cup of coffee, and stood beside me. This time, there was no fear. No fog. I want to keep talking, he said. Not just about yesterday. About who we really are. I nodded, my voice low. Let's take it one day at a time. He smiled. And I believed him. As he left that day, he kissed my cheek.
Soft.
Lingering. Not quite a son's kiss. Not quite anything else.
Just a promise.
And for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel invisible. I felt seen.
Alive.
And perhaps ready to be known.